Flat Earth Subgenius here. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna do episode number 2 of the tribute series. The tribute series here. This is gonna go out to a forgotten Buffalo legend, Jackson C. Frank. He was born in Buffalo, just like Flat Earth Subgenius. Just like another musical legend, James Brown. Why do you think he was so cold-blooded? Because he was born in Buffalo. But this isn't about James Brown. This is about the forgotten Buffalo legend, Jackson C. Frank. This is the story of him. I might cry. When I'm not drinking, baby, you were on my mind. So, I'm going to take a shot here to... You know what? Since this is my first take and I don't want to fuck things up for Jackson C. Frank, let's listen to his story real quick before I take this shot.
When I'm not drinking, baby, you are on my mind.
It's a story of tremendous talent, fueled by incredible tragedy.
When I ain't sleeping, mama.
Jackson C. Frank was born in Buffalo, March 2nd, 1943, but his fate was sealed the morning of March 31st, 1954. He was only 11 years old. An explosion ignited a wall of fire that consumed the old wooden annex at Cleveland Hill School in Cheektowaga, nearly wiping out a 6th grade music class in session at the time. 15 of his classmates died. Jackson suffered severe burns covering more than 50% of his body.
I was I was born in Buffalo, but I was raised in Cheektowaga. I lived in Cheektowaga for the first 10 years of my life. It's fucking crazy.
Among the dead, Jackson's 6th grade sweetheart Marlene suffered severe burns.
This dude is such a tragic story. It's absolutely terrible. Keep listening.
6th grade music class in session at the time. Old wooden annex at Cleveland Hill School in Cheektowaga, nearly wiping out a 6th grade music class in session at the time. 15 of his classmates died. Jackson suffered severe burns covering more than 50% of his body. Among the dead, Jackson's 6th grade sweetheart Marlene DuPont, the muse for one of his most haunting songs.
And oh, the fire has burned the life out. Left me little more.
Jesus Christ. Fucking burned his sweetheart. Holy crap. This dude's life is so tragic. This dude watched his schoolmates get burned. Most of his body was burned, and his sweetheart was killed in the fire. Jesus. And that was the first tragedy of his life.
Crippled singer, and it evens up the score.
For the remainder of Jackson's life, the musician would be plagued by pain, both physical and emotional.
He had his brief moment in the sun, but the rest of his life was a real struggle, all because of the fire and its after effects.
Jim Abbott, a friend and fan, chronicled Jackson's story in his book, Jackson C. Frank, The Clear Hard Light of Genius.
Well, we might not have any of his music if it hadn't been for the fire.
As Jackson fought to recover, the gift of an acoustic guitar from a teacher would change the course of his life and the folk music scene. His musical journey, in addition to a settlement from the fire, took Jackson to London at the height of the swinging 60s.
Living is a gamble, baby.
Nothing's just the same.
It's also where he would cross paths with Paul Simon, a pivotal influence on Jackson's one and only album, released in 1965. But bouts of crippling anxiety often made a typical recording session drag on for hours, even days.
He blew the money. By the time he got done in England a year later, he was gone. All of it.
I want to be alone.
Soon Jackson was back in the U.S. Things didn't get any easier. Marked by the death of his young son and a failed marriage, life was taking its toll.
I don't know if I believe in curses exactly, but he sure was in the
This
wrong.
dude's fucking son died too. Are you fucking serious?
Life was taking its toll. Soon Jackson was back in the U.S. Things didn't get any easier. Marked by the death of his young son and a failed marriage, life was taking its toll.
I don't know if I believe in curses exactly, but he sure was in the wrong place at the wrong time an awful lot of times.
The remainder of Jackson's life would be clouded with chronic health problems linked to obesity and depression, and a stray bullet that blinded the singer in one eye. Jackson died in 1999, his music nearly forgotten, until fans stepped in.
In 2015, He was finally voted into the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame, which is a real big deal because that's the first time any institution or governing body or anything in this country recognized him.
Greg Hennessy, local musician and longtime fan, performed Frank's most famous song, Blues Run the Game, during the induction.
The lyrics are timeless, and the melodies too. When they hear his music, they're just like, they're drawn to it. And I think that's the specialness of, from the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame standpoint, that he just touched so many people with his music.
His legacy is one of genius and innovation, but his life marred by tragedy and pain.
Still running the game.
I would like him to be remembered as a talented and kind man who didn't get a whole lot of breaks in life. He was damn good.
So, take a shot to Jackson C. Frank. Tribute number 2. Forgotten Buffalo legend. Gentleman's Jack. They even tried to diagnose him with paranoid schizophrenia, and he denied having that. And he actually told them that his pain was caused from his depression and the trauma that he received from the fire. This dude got most of his body burnt and saw his high school sweetheart, along with majority of his friends, burn. One of the first experiences of his life. Yeah. And then he developed thyroid problems, which led to his obesity. And then he got hit by a stray bullet in the eye. His son died, he got divorced. He died penniless, fameless, broken, homeless, and alone. He's like the musical Tesla. And he only recorded one album because of how his anxiety fucked with him. So, yeah, go check out Frank, Jackson C. Frank, forgotten Buffalo legend, and enjoy the wonders of his beautiful, beautiful voice, soul and heart, and his singing and his guitar. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you.